Over 12,000 men die of prostate cancer every year in the UK. That's 32 men a day. That's one every 40 minutes. Somebody you may know, somebody who didn't know that he had cancer, prostate cancer. And I was one of them. I was lucky. I found out in time, and I'm now recovering from surgery. And these vlogs are a series to explore the myths surrounding this killer of able-bodied men and explain what happens when you're diagnosed, treated, and you start the road to recovery. This is my personal experience, and I was lucky. Before I start, I've been reminded to ask you to hit that subscribe or even the like button, as this subject is so important, and the more people that hear about it, the more people that click on it, the better it is for all of us, I think. So here's my story. So for those who've been watching, on Sunday the 19th of July, I made a vlog saying how great I was and yada, yada, yada. But come lunchtime, it all started to kick in. It wasn't unexpected, and I really naively thought I was going to get away with it without any hassle, which, to be honest, I really wasn't looking forward to, but I knew it was going to happen. But anyway, by mid-afternoon, I absolutely crashed. I just felt really, really bad. My stomach was giving me grief. I still couldn't go to the loo. The constipation was driving me nuts. I couldn't sit down properly. And yeah, so by Sunday afternoon, I was a bit of a washout. However, lessons to be learned from that, of course, listen to the doctors, listen to the advice, do nothing for at least the first 48, 72 hours, even if you feel like you can, because the medication covers a lot of things. Anyway, today I feel really sore. It's now Wednesday morning. I really didn't feel like doing a vlog the last couple of days. But today, while I'm feeling up to it, I'll try and describe what surgery I went through, what I opted for, and what happened as a result. Firstly, so what is prostate cancer? Now, I was clueless before. I thought it ranked out there with, where's the Falkland Islands? No, it's north of Scotland, isn't it? Heard of it, but never really took much notice. So the prostate, it's a small walnut-shaped gland that men have, and it has several functions. It produces the fluid that mixes with the sperm from the testicles and other fluids to create semen, that white milky fluid that carries sperm during ejaculation. Now, the prostate muscles push semen into the urethra and out of the body during ejaculation. The prostate itself also wraps around the tube that carries urine and semen out of the body. So when the prostate gland that surrounds the urethra, the urinary urethra, which controls the flow of urine from the body to the penis, hence one of the symptoms of prostate cancer is trouble going for a pee. And when it becomes infected, malignant cells form around the gland, which is located below the bladder and in front of the rectum. Hence why eventually a swollen prostate is detected by a doctor inserting the finger into the rectum to detect a swollen or hard prostate. Initially, though, this diagnosis can be done in the form of a blood test, as was in my case, if you look back to the previous video. Anyway, in that previous video, I explained all of that. So the surgery I had, I was under general anaesthetic. It was 4 hours of robotic radical prostatectomy. Oh, I got it right. Fantastic. So robotic radical surgery. I've got 5 new holes in my stomach. And I was back in my room after that 4-hour surgery, drowsy, heavily medicated, and very, very sore. And what they do is they cut 5 small incisions into your stomach, one for a camera. Now, don't think BBC Match of the Day size cameras, because these things are microscopically small. And the other 4 holes, they place 4 robotically controlled instruments, controlled by doctors on special machines, that guide in via the camera into your stomach to remove the cancer. So all in all, apart from the healing pains inside, I'm actually feeling quite good. Good enough to walk slowly around, more conscious of the catheter bag than anything. And as I said, that's been a breeze. Anyway, with the catheter bag tying me to the bed for a while in the room, they put these inflatable DV cuffs around my ankles to stop thrombosis. But they kept automatically inflating every 10 minutes to keep me awake. My blood pressure dropped through the floor quite a few times because of the medication, and I've got naturally low blood pressure anyway, and that kept producing alarms and kept the nursing staff busy on me, and it kept me even more awake. But hey, it was to be expected. Not enjoyed in reality, but anyway, after a lousy night's kip, the attendant catheter nurse came in and asked me if I'd actually broken wind, which, by the way, I had, and he congratulated me. Result, first time that's ever happened. Anyway, apparently it's a sign that the bowels are working fine, and that meant with no blood in my urine, which they could see in the catheter bag, I could go home that day. So One Uber trip later, a sorry story that one, and never to be repeated again. Sorry Uber, but it was rubbish. And I was home lying down in one of those infinity chairs, staring up at the ceiling in some kind of dyslexic druggy haze, wondering if there really was a dog. Think about it, folks. Come on, gotta have a sense of humour here. So what happens next? Well, as PSA is produced by the prostate, you would hope that after the surgery, the PSA readings should be 0. Now, they won't find that out until we get a blood test in a few weeks' time. But if not, then radiotherapy and hormone treatment is the next course. Now, I opted for this radical prostatectomy, despite the after effects, and they're quite significant for a youngish male like myself. I'm 61 years old. Firstly, after surgery, I have to wear a catheter bag. Now, so far, it's not been a problem. It's been brilliant. I can't play rugby or go out on the motocrosser, but I can, if I stay calm and just walk around nicely and keep clean, it behaves itself and it doesn't leak. Even at night, when I use a night bag attached to it in a bowl, it gives you more volume and less need to get out of bed during the night for a pee. It still didn't stop me waking up the first few days 3 times a night to check if it was full. But hey, you can't have everything. Secondly, and this is important, even if after you've had the catheter, when it's been removed, there's a large chance that you will need to wear some kind of incontinence pads or pants until you've gained enough pelvic floor muscle control to prevent leakage. Now, one of the first things that I was told when I got this from a lot of people that had this experience is that start doing pelvic floor muscle exercises. Look on the internet, there's plenty of them out there to tell you how to strengthen the pelvic floor, and that's what controls the constriction on your urethra to stop you peeing yourself. And that's one very important thing. Lastly, and for those who value their libido, guys, forget it. Because of this type of operation, you won't be able to produce semen, no more kids. I've had a vasectomy anyway, but now ejaculation is going to be completely dry. The chances are that if I have hormone treatment, that means because of the nature of it killing the testosterone or reducing the levels, you won't even feel like having sex or even the thought of it, at least for a little while, maybe up to 2 years, I'm told, sometimes as low as 6 months, but at least the cancer is gone. Now, this was my choice. I didn't want to face the certainty that radiation therapy, which is painful, slow, and affects your body in long term. I've had friends who've had radiation therapy and it hasn't done them any favours. But in the case of where the prostate hasn't been affected outside of the prostate area and the vesicles that go around it, if the cancer is spread outside of that, then you really don't have an option. You had to have radiation therapy. I was lucky, it was localized. T3B, localized radiation therapy. Radical therapy is what I had. If you've got radiation therapy, it's because the cancer has spread further than that, which is unfortunate. But that's not my case, and I'm not going to talk about that in this video. So what now? Well, I'm almost a week into recovery. I'm taking time to talk to lots of people who've had it, have it, or know somebody that's had it. And trust me, my Facebook group has grown significantly over the last few weeks. And simply alone in my friendship circle and work colleagues, I know at least 3 people who've had it in the last 4 years. I saw what they went through. One of them went through radiation therapy for about 6 months and it wasn't pleasant. But he's over it and he's surviving. He's 65 and he's doing fine. One of my friends I haven't seen for a little while, he's in the early stage of diagnosis and he hasn't really discussed what his treatments going forward are. So that's all new for him and hopefully I'm helping him out. Apparently my dad had it, which I only found out recently. He had it about 15 years ago. Cheers, Dad. Listen, it's easily survivable. It's not a pleasant route. There are thousands of questions to be asked and thousands of questions to be answered. Some of them I'm trying to do right here. So if you have any questions, please ask. Bearing in mind that every case is different, but it's always best to talk about it. It's not one of those things that can stay hidden any longer. Prostate cancer kills, as I said at the beginning, 12,000 people, 12,000 males in the UK a year. That's one every 40 minutes. The time it takes most people to commute to work, somebody dies. Think about that seriously. So please, if you've got any questions about what I've gone through, if you have any advice about what you've gone through, if you're going through the same thing, please leave a comment below. Please subscribe. It helps promote this whole prostate cancer awareness thing, which I've taken now as my thing. So please keep watching the videos, make a comment below if you can, and I will see you on the next one in the next couple of days. I'm going to London on Friday to see the consultant and to have the catheter removed, which hopefully means I'll be able to walk back out of London down the King's Road without being down the street. It'd be great. And then I'll have more information, let you know about what my future diagnosis is going to be. So in the meantime, stay safe, guys. Promote this, talk about it. Thank you very much. See you later.